Hello everyone. In today's installment of my comic art commissions, I'm talking about my latest comic piece that I had recently gotten. This is a color commission from Kevin Conrad, who I saw at the Albany Comic-Con in November, early November. Could have been October. Anyway, he was doing a really cool marker, a colored marker piece on a sketch cover, and it was Spawn, who I've always been a fan of, and so was my son. And I asked him how much the cover was, and he said it was $40. And I commented at the time that it was worth every penny, because the way he used the different color reds in shading the cape, I thought was very interesting. So I got his information and I got a hold of him, and we started going back and forth on a piece. At first I was thinking about doing two separate pieces. And then as we kept on emailing back and forth, it kind of merged into a single two-character piece. And what I thought was a comic cover, a blank comic cover at the show, was actually something that he prints out on his computer. He calls them a plate, a sketch plate, which is just a blank white piece. And what he does is he puts the logos, he prints the logos on it. And sometimes he adds the outline. And so we went back and forth, and we kind of came to a two-color, or a full-color, two-character Spawn versus Green Lantern. So what he did was he told me it was going to be a little bit, because it's a pencil piece, and what I thought was going to just be a marker piece turned out to be a project from him that he went overboard on, which is good. Overboard is good, as long as it stays within the agreed on time constraints. In this case, I was thinking of Christmas anyway, so I wanted it by, early December. And he's really good at communication. And what I wanted to also show you was what he sent me. And I hope it comes out on the camera. This is the original pencil piece he sent. This is the file he sent me on the pencil piece. And you can see how much detail is in it. And I was really blown away by the detail, because it was supposed to just be a marker piece. But he said he just got carried away, and usually what they don't do is they don't overcharge you, or they don't change their price schedule. If they decide to get carried away on it, they get carried away on it. And I was really this was so much more than I actually thought it was going to be. And then he showed me the inked piece. This is how it turned out in a full brush inking, which is what comics are really made for, is brush inking, as opposed to just like markers. But markers are done at comic shows often, because these guys do not want to have a little ink pot and a brush messing up their tables. But this is what he came up with, and he sent me this file when it became inked. And as cool as it looks penciled, it looks even cooler inked, because you start getting the idea for the shading and how it's all gonna play out. And then when he sent me the file on the finished piece, I was really blown away on the finished piece. I'm going to take the camera out of my holder here. and just kind of graze around what's going on. The Spawn and the Green Lantern text is printed on, as is the border. But when you get closer in, you can really see the detail and the line shading he does on the gauntlets. And the chain, as well as the boot, the spiked boot. I mean, this is... I'm not going to say it's a lost art because so many people can do it. But in today's comics, so many people don't do it. They've gone to computer penciling and photoshopping and all this other stuff. You don't see a lot of individual line work that you see here for shading, because that's what shading used to be, line work kind of graduating into a full inking. You can see here, you'll get the line work on the muscles. He then went into the different shades on the markers. And you just don't see that. It's like I said, it's not a lost art, but it's more comic art of yesterday type of thing. And this is what I like in my comic art. I mean, even if I had just ordered the black and white piece, with all the shading, all the marker or the line shading that happened on it, I was really, really happy with how this turned out. And it's for my youngest son. And when I say youngest, I mean he's 26 years old. But he's into comics a little bit. I got him into comics, and he likes Spawn and he likes Green Lantern. So I wanted to share this before I put it in the frame and wrap it for Christmas. I hope you like it. I hope you like seeing the evolution from pencil to ink to color. And I hope you come back soon and watch my other videos. Thank you for taking the time, and have a nice day.